I could do everything right and go outside and get smoked. I can live my life to the fullest. I could, you know what I mean? My progress, I can have all of that and go outside and get smoked. But I definitely choose my kids, man. Like, I feel like I'm making the right decision by choosing my kids. My kids in the Matrix, bro. A lot of people I watch, they living in Africa. You know, they got a kid. They just had a kid. That kid is gonna be 100% alkaline. You know, not gonna eat no fast food. Never be exposed to it. Like, you know, your experience is different from mine. You know what I mean? I can't. You know, I can't do what you do because my kids came into this world and they're Americanized. They're in the system. That alone is a job. That alone is fucking, it feels impossible with homeschooling your children and getting a job and, you know, being able to pay bills and take care of your kids. And I can't do all that. I can't do it. Yes, I can homeschool my children. Yes, I could try to change their diet and their palate of what they, you know, what they crave and things like that. But it's like, man, that's a job in itself. And I'm not saying that it's a job that I can't do or that I'm not up for it, but I'm gonna do all that while I'm speaking my truth, living in my truth, unemployed, don't have no money coming in. I did that for a year. I did that for a year and counting, year and some change. So it's like I just feel like, man, some people can do that shit. And I like to believe that the things that I learned along my way on my journey, I was supposed to learn and I was supposed to obtain and I was supposed to add to my arsenal. And these are attributes that I was supposed to, uh, you know, learn. You know what I mean? But going all the way to the top, maybe I was supposed to have a happy medium. You know what I mean? But um, in this lifetime or within the experience that I'm having right now in America, I don't think I can't get to the top. You know, you watch these people on YouTube and shit like that. You watch these gurus and you watch these people that they have a pure message, but you know, to whom, you know, to whom it can be obtained. Like who can obtain that lifestyle? They poisoning the fruits and the vegetables. They paying the farmers off to plant non-GMO shit or whatever it is. They like, so for me, it's just like the more and more I talk about it, even in this moment, it just make more sense for me to go back to the Matrix, go back to sleep, and live blissfully. You know, you can't beat them at their game, bro. You can have hope, of course. I don't know where I'm gonna be at in 10 years or where my mental gonna be at in 10 years. But right now, as a 37-year-old man in America, bro, it's damn near impossible. You outnumber every single fucking day you wake up. Whatever you want to call it, spirituality, spiritual awakening, Christ consciousness, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to call it, bro. You outnumber every day. You getting your ass kicked every day. It's one of you versus 1,000 fucking demons every day, all day. And like I said, for me, I'm real. It's like no in between. It's like either yeah or no. It's like all the way or none of that, none at all. And like when you start to really see this shit for what it is, bro, it's that shit will burn you out. And to think like, yo, I gotta live my life amongst these people. I'm here. I am conscious, and I'm righteous, and I'm living this way, and I'm living that way. And it's like the world is like, it's scary, bro. It's like really living or being the only person that's in control, and you will run a bunch of non-playable characters. You'll run a bunch of robots, and the people that's uh conscious, there's no communities, and then the communities that they have, a lot of them people be frauds. People protecting their energy. You know what I mean? People that's conscious be tired of telling people this and that, because 9 times out of 10 they getting looked at like they crazy, like they tripping, like something wrong with them, like they need their fucking head scanned. It's like, so I noticed that the few people that I knew from the past that I kind of caught up with in the present, and like they was like more on like the conscious tip, or probably always been, but I was so into what I was into, I never paid attention to that shit. I didn't know what that shit was. You know what I mean? I'm from the streets. Like, I come from poverty, so we wasn't getting toward that. Well, I am not in my household, so people that I had the privilege of talking to, you can tell they just protecting their energy. It ain't a whole bunch of hoorah and, oh, we're gonna meet up here and we got this going for this tribe and we gonna, like, it's none of that. You know what I mean? It's far few and in between with that. So for me, I'm just thankful that I learned some things and I was able to step away from alcohol, and I was able to learn and learn about semen retention, and I was able to, I've been fasting, but I was able to realize, like, hey, I can survive off fruits and vegetables, and you know what I mean? I can get to that point. Different circumstances though. You know what I mean? I can't do that in America. I'm not afforded that in America. America is very aggressive. It's very 99% driven. It's very dominant. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always keep my soul, but I'm gonna just take the shit I learned and apply it in the Matrix. Had the Matrix work for me, and me not so much work for it. Not get caught up in it too much. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna just live my life, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, I choose my kids over and over and over and over again. Maybe in my next life I won't have no kids before I'm situated and I can raise them a certain kind of way. I can homeschool them and I can feed them the shit that they supposed to be consuming. I can plant my own food. But in this time, I did everything backwards. I had my kids first. I met a woman that I probably wouldn't have had kids with, but because I was where I was at mentally and who I was at the time and my standards was what they were, I made that decision as well. So it is what it is. At first I was like beating myself up about it, going back and forth like, damn, bro, but I got so much progress, and I like being conscious. I like being aware of what I'm doing and what I'm putting in my body. But then on the other hand, it's like, bro, the real discipline, like I talk about with semen retention, niggas be having 500 days, no fat, and semen retention, retaining their seed. The first second they get around a woman, they release. So how much value did your 500 days really have? No different from somebody that's an alcoholic, or that was a pothead. You know what I mean? You shutting that idea down of you ever doing that thing again that may have made you feel good or opened you up, but you shut it down so much to the point where, nah, I never do that. I despise alcohol because I was one of them. I despise it. But the whole time it's like, don't the real discipline come where you can create balance in your life, and if you want to indulge, you can? Were you just a person that was not in control? Same thing like I said with the semen retention. Like, you can have all of the days, you could be sober 10 years, you could be retaining for 10 years, but not being able to have enough discipline to say, you know what, I might want to indulge in that, or I might want to be around a woman, or I might want to have a drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, I don't know. I just feel like I'm going to live life, man. Like, I ain't had no self-control before. I was a mess. But this time around, it's like, I'm indulging whatever I want to indulge in. You got people that don't eat certain foods no more, but they still want that shit. They still will eat that shit, but they're afraid of losing their progress or their self-control. And I think that the real discipline is freedom for one, but the real discipline is being able to shut yourself off and tell yourself, oh no, look, I had that Monday and Tuesday. For the rest of the week, I'm eating this. I'm eating salads, so I'm doing smoothies. You know what I mean? Just creating that balance. I think freedom in this life is in balance and discipline. You know, not turning off any one thing that you may have enjoyed or you may still enjoy, not leaving this one habit and going to adopt another habit. All right, I don't drink liquor no more, but I'm addicted to coffee. Granted, coffee don't get you drunk, but it's still an addiction. It's still a habit. It's still doing something to your insides. It's still, you know, fucking something up. The caffeine and everything else that they put in it, the chemicals or whatever the case may be. So it's like at the end of the day, man, all this shit is harmful, bro. Too much of anything is harmful. I salute me having 90 something days in sober. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm gonna keep going. But in my future, if I decide to consume any alcohol or eat a certain kind of food or whatever the case may be, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? With no regrets, and create that discipline, create that boundary of me having control over it and it not having control over me. A lot of us are miserable. I was miserable on my journey a lot of times, or I felt like I couldn't do certain things. You know what I mean? I couldn't, you know, it was something, oh, it was another thing that I can't do, like a restriction on my life. And that shit, yeah, you get to go to sleep at night and be like, yo, I overcame adversity, or I overcame this temptation. But bro, you probably feel like shit because you're like, I can't, damn, I really can't do certain shit. You know what I mean? I can't experience this life, you know? So I'm going back, and I'm just going to enjoy it. Of course, like I said, with restriction over myself, because I'm choosing to say no, not today, as opposed to just shutting it down like I'm a kid or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, I want to enjoy this life, man. You know, 100%, and not have any, you know, regrets. Excuse me. But yeah.